Hello, everyone. Welcome back. And this is another edition of Ask Doug. I'm the broker in charge at Crombie Realty here and have a question about estate management. What is that as opposed to property management where you have a tenant? And different than doing a long-term rental with a tenant that's in there for so many months or a year or several years. This would be a property that is normally empty, and the owner may or may not come during the year. Maybe they come for 2 weeks, maybe they come a couple of times during the year, but the rest of the time they need help to make sure that the property is safe and functioning and has no problems. So, well, you'd ask then, well, what could possibly go wrong in a house? It's all locked up. Why do you need it? Well, number one is plumbing leaks. If you get plumbing leaks, you get severe damage. And I make it a practice to go once a week to see an estate managed property and walk the property and go into every room and open the closets and look at the ceiling, look for leaks. But it could be the toilet and you see water marks downstairs. It could be the air conditioner is leaking. It's plugged and it's condensing and there's a pool of water underneath it. The ice maker supply line, water supply line to the ice maker has rusted out. It broke. Water is continuously being pumped in the house. Oh my gosh. Or if you're in a condo, same thing, and it's dripping. Of course, you'd probably know within a few hours that that's happening. Could be roof leaks. You just never know when those sorts of things are going to happen. And you usually see the telltale stains in the ceiling or down the wall, that sort of thing. And if you don't get to that fast and get that mitigated and get it dried and get a company in there with fans and heaters and blowers, dehumidifiers, then you are likely to have, in addition to the leak and the repairs from the water damage, but mold issues to clean up and take care of. Okay, so that's just leaking. Okay, what else? Well, appliances can die. Well, wouldn't it be inconvenient if the refrigerator didn't work and the owner came and didn't have a refrigerator for his short stay in Hawaii? Oh my gosh, that'd be terrible. So you want to make sure that everything is working, all the appliances are working, and run them. Run the dishwasher. Those usually will dry up and cease to work after 30 days of non-use. Just like disposals often will rust shut and you can't get them to work again after a month of non-use. So good to work those constantly. And what if there's a swimming pool or a spa? Well, I just had a swimming pool that turned green on me not because the people didn't show up or anything like that, but because a flock of ducks descended on the pool and had a great week swimming there and increasing the nitrogen content and had an algal bloom that made it nice and green. But got that taken care of right away. So, oh my gosh, if you didn't watch for that kind of stuff. And what about the yardmen? You have a house, you're going to have yard people show up or not show up. And if they do show up, who's going to take the garbage out? And you can't leave it out for a couple of weeks because they're usually every 2 weeks or even once a month, that sort of thing. So need help with that. And what about sprinklers? Sprinklers, they're not on. If you have them and they're not on, maybe there was a power surge and it turned it off, or maybe the yardman stepped on a sprinkler, or a neighbor came onto the property and rolled over a sprinkler head and it's shooting up in the air. Well, you got to look for all that. Is there an alarm system? Want to make sure that's working. maybe there's some vendor that comes in and does something, and they turn the AC on the coldest, so it's working very hard all day long, or they open a window and leave it open, and then there's a storm. Yeah, okay. What about storm protocol? What if there was a extremely heavy rain for a week or 2 weeks? We have that all the time in Hawaii. Is the house safe, secure? Any floods from the street onto the property? Something got clogged, the gutters clogged, and it flowed into the house. Essentially, it's looking for odd things, in and around the house to make sure everything is in working order and the house is protected. And then there's also things like you want to look for is homeless. So I spoke to a neighbor of a property that I was managing, and homeless people had gotten into a vacant home across the street, and they would show up at 11 p.m. and leave at 5 in the morning and use the shower and use the bed and make everything look like it was all normal. However, they left a suitcase in a closet, and that's how they were discovered. They had all their things in a bag in the closet. Not good. So how do you protect for that? They came in through a small window and made it look like it was shut. And then there's things that recur, like AC maintenance. You want to have the filters checked and make sure that's working. Maybe you have a termite maintenance program quarterly. Got to let them in, make sure they're doing it. Bugs, termites, rats, that sort of thing. Ducks, talked about that. Birds. And from time to time, repairmen that come, and you want to make sure that the home is locked up after they go, and alarms reset and all that sort of thing. So if you have a vacant property and you intend on just leaving it, probably won't work very well. So you need someone to help you manage the property, make sure everything is getting done properly. The biggest one would be a leak, and if you don't know about it and that goes on for 6 months, oh my gosh, and it's a house and no one would know about it. Or easily the homeless could move in if it's vacant. You can tell vacant homes. And condos a little bit different, but same thing with leaks. It's horrendous, and got to attend to that immediately. And there's lots of visits to get people in to see the place. Anyway, some things to think about. So if you have a property, house, condo, even vacant land you need monitored, that's the thing I love most. Would love to help you on that. And if you have other real estate needs, buying or selling, love to help you on that too. And keep those questions coming, and hope to see you next week. Thanks so much.